1 Timothy 6:6-7, but godliness with contentment is great gain. For we brought nothing into the world, and we can take nothing out of it. So some common causes of discontent. This is not rocket science. Number one, wandering eyes. Began in the Garden of Eden, Genesis 3 verse 6, when the woman saw that the fruit of the tree was good for food and pleasing to the eye, and also desirable for gaining wisdom, she took some and ate it. Adam and Eve, think about this, had everything they wanted in the perfection of a world without sin. They lived in the very manifest presence and glory of God. But as soon as their eyes wandered, they fell into discontent. Our eyes are the problem, always have been, and I hope will not always be the case. Well, window shopping, advertising brochures, TV ads, what do? They feed discontent. You suddenly see things that you want, even though moments before you didn't even want them, nor even need them. The problem? The eyes. You no longer like the shoes that you're wearing, or the shirt that you've got on, or the dress, or the car, or the house, or whatever it is, because you've seen something else that just looks a bit better. And the message from advertising is, you want to be happy? You need this. It's a lie from the pit of hell. Don't buy into it any longer. Recently, I was walking along a beach and saw some fantastic multi-million-dollar homes. It's easy to envy what others have. I usually don't. I tell you why. Because I know that the people living in those homes are no happier than people who live in homes that are a quarter of the price. But that's a revelation you've got to get. Second way you want to be discontent, start comparing yourself with others. 2 Corinthians 10 verse 12, we do not dare to classify or compare ourselves with some who commend themselves. When they measure themselves by themselves, compare themselves with themselves, they are not wise. The people says, if you compare yourself with others, you are not wise. It will generally lead to discontent. It's very easy to want to be like someone else, to look like them, to have their abilities, have their personality, maybe even their children or their ministry, whatever it is, the friends. Please don't be fooled by outward appearances. Most people have struggles. Everyone has battles in life. And I think you'd have a huge shock if you got into the shoes of that person that you would like to be like. You'd probably soon be pleading, can I have my own shoes back, please? I was better off back then. So it's not wise to compare with others or with someone else. For example, don't compare your wife with someone else's. Don't do it. Or your husband with someone else. And you always compare with someone that looks a bit better, don't you? You never compare with someone who's worse. No, because that's the enemy's trick, isn't it? So don't compare your children with someone else's. Give them a break. Or your leader, or your pastor, or anyone, your co-worker, or your boss. Chances are, if you compare, it's going to make you discontent with what you do have. The third cause of discontent is materialism. It's huge today. Hebrews 13 verse 5, keep your lives free from the love of money and be content with what you have. Luke 3:14, be content with your wages. 1 Timothy 6:8-10, but if we have food and clothing, we will be content with that. Hello? Anyone hearing? If we have food and clothing, we'll be content with that. That's not me, that's the Bible. People who want to get rich fall into temptation and a trap and into many foolish and harmful desires that plunge men into ruin and destruction. The pursuit of money, I'm telling you, it's a dangerous road to go down. For the love of money is the root of all kinds of evil. Some people eager for money have wandered from the faith, pierced themselves through with many griefs. God wants us to prosper. He wants to bless us. But one of the greatest lessons anyone can learn is that money cannot satisfy us. Imelda Marcos she was the president of the Philippines, owned 2,000 pairs of shoes. Imagine that. How would you even wear them all? Another wealthy woman I read about never wore the same dress twice. We're living in a world increasingly focused on material things, which makes it harder for us to be content. Ecclesiastes 5 verse 10, whoever loves money never has money enough. Whoever loves wealth is never satisfied with his income. This too is meaningless.